It's going down at the V Lounge. I don't know if that's what we call it. That's what we calling it today. Big Tech hanging out with the homie JD.
Yeah. What up?
25 years of So Def.
Yeah. So that's it. Don't feel like it, but yeah.
25 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it first started, when you first was Jermaine Dupree, who used to be on Fresh Fest dancing around in the videos, and now you say, I'm going to make this label. We're going to be So Def. Did you ever think we would get to this point?
Nah. I mean, and it actually started then. I was writing that on like records, like when I used to cover up other people's labels, and I just write my label, So Def over top. I put tape over them, write that on records back in that time.
Right.
But I never thought that would turn into this, and this would turn into that. So you know what I mean? Nah, never.
Definitely been an amazing ride over the last quarter century.
Yeah. Don't say it like that. Sounds like a long time.
I mean, it's a long time. You should be proud of that.
Yeah.
I remember as someone who was just used to visit ATL before moving here, that big ass billboard.
Yeah.
Why did you build that billboard, and why was that so iconic and necessary for people to see when they entered Atlanta?
Because at one point in time I started trying to do. I mean, you know, Berry Gordy is my idol, and I just was trying to like really put that stamp on Atlanta the way I feel like Motown did, and you know, just Motown being called Motown.
Right.
They wasn't calling Atlanta So Def, but I wanted something that felt very much like a piece of the map. So, you know, to put a billboard right there as soon as you come in town. And when I did that, I didn't think that it was going to become something that people wanted to see.
Yeah, it was like a landmark.
Yeah, it was like crazy.
That was
like
officially, I'm here.
Yeah, but at first, I remember like Ryan used to be on the radio like, Jermaine, why did you put this loud ass sign up because it was yellow?
Right.
And people used to be on the radio talking about it. Like, so I started feeling like, okay, maybe I'm just tripping. Like I'm just, you know, I got an ego and I'm trying to do too much. But then people was like, yo, that sign really let me know I was in Atlanta.
For sure.
This was before Welcome to Atlanta. So, I mean, I guess the sign actually did what I was trying to do.
The sign did what the song ended up doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just visit that song for a minute. I got to see you on top of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium doing the remix to it.
Yeah.
Having started here and very much being considered the fabric of Atlanta, how has Atlanta changed over the last 25 years?
Just from a mindset, people just seem like they want a part of it now. You know, it wasn't like that before. People weren't wanting a part of Atlanta.
Weren't accepted.
Yeah. I mean, they was acceptive of it, but they just didn't want a piece of that pie.
Right.
Now it's like I go to New York and I'm meeting people that are stylists that are like, yo, I'm out in Atlanta, and I'm like, you out in Atlanta?
Where?
And they like, yeah, I style like 5 or 6 artists out there. Atlanta's popping right now, and I'm like, you telling me? Really, that's what you doing?
Right.
So like stuff like that, like it's people out here that's in Atlanta now that weren't really even a part of that life of what Atlanta became and how what made Atlanta get to this place.
Right.
So that's the difference. It's just a bunch of, you know, we making movies here. Wakanda's outside.
Yeah, I'm
right
here.
now, like, right there. Right there.
Up the block,
right there.
across the street.
Yeah, that's right there. Wakanda, right across the street. Oh no, that's England over there. Yeah, that's England. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, over there.
Yeah, the whole of Atlanta is internationally seen in movies and film, and the music scene, which you helped found to a great degree here. Again, 25 years ago, we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of So Def.
Yeah.
What can the fans of So Def and Jermaine Dupree be on the lookout for as we celebrate 25 years?
Well, I mean, you know, if you was a actual ATLian,
right,
you would know that we did the 20th anniversary concert.
That was awesome. I was there.
Yeah, so I'm actually gonna take that on tour for the 25th anniversary. I can't say I'm taking that show, but I will be taking the So Def 25 on tour with all of the artists.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And trying to give people something that they never seen before.
Here comes the pressure. Who's on that tour, JD?
Everybody, all 10 acts.
Really?
Yeah. That's you know, I don't really. I mean, you know, for the most part, it really don't. They all celebrate this. You know what I mean? They all celebrate it from a different. different standpoints. So I'm not really sure why anyone wouldn't go.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's historic for everybody to go because no other label actually could possibly do it the way that we doing it. I mean, Bad Boy, they went on the road, but they didn't have Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Like, fortunately, all my artists from So Def are still here, except for Criss Cross.
Right,
So Criss Cross wasn't signed to So Def, so I don't really include them in the So Def 25th anniversary.
Okay.
I'm talking about from the start, Escape basically on out.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we should be looking for that tour starting.
I'm gonna put the dates up June 15th, like on
Okay.
the same date that we releasing this compilation. I'm also putting out an album with all of the greatest So Def records that whatever.
Put some new records on there too.
I don't think I'm putting on.
Just the classics.
I mean, well, I'm gonna put Bow Wow's new record on there.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's another statement as well. It's just like, when I watched Motown 25, and I did think about So Def back then when I watched Motown 25,
Right.
but I was like, damn, it'd be dope if I had a record company to do this. But when I think about that, the only thing that we cared about when we watched Motown 25 was Michael Jackson,
No doubt.
right? And nobody really cared about all the other artists.
I mean, we
did.
cared a little bit.
I did. I'm just saying people was like,
Bring Mike out here.
Get them out here. Come on. Michael Jackson did the moonwalk on Motown 25. You ain't seen nobody else after that
Amen.
from that show. But with this, I feel like, with the Escape going on tour and the success of Escape now and people just like becoming new fans of this, that, and the third, this tour is something else. You know what I mean? The success of Anthony Hamilton,
Right.
the success of Brat being on 5 different TV shows, and it's just all the artists got something different to bring to the table now besides just being a part of So Def. So, I mean, Jagged Edge is on tour 112 right now, so it's like when you get all of that in one building, the energy, it's just gonna be crazy.
Talking to Jermaine Dupri about the 25th anniversary of So Def. There's a compilation album coming, a tour coming. So Def, the brand, the label, the music, the experience, the lifestyle has helped you grow as an individual. What has been the hardest part of that growth over the last 25 years?
To try to maintain the level. I mean, 'cause I think about a month ago, I got this trumpet award, and the Escape, Anthony Hamilton, and Bow Wow performed as a tribute, and I was sitting in the audience watching them. It's like the first time I almost cried about my own music. But I was sitting there watching them, and I was really watching like how good these artists are good. They're not like these ain't no play around artists, and I'm saying in every little aspect of what they do. Bow Wow rapping, Escape singing, Anthony Hamilton singing. They all do what they do at the top of the level. So for me, it's always been hard to sign artists that can stand next to them artists. You know what I'm saying? It's like who can stand besides Anthony Hamilton?
Right.
Or even young artists don't even think like that today. They just think that they supposed to get on YouTube and not put that work in.
Right.
You got, and that's the thing. Is like people that are fans of So Def, they really understand the texture and the cloth of this label, and they really pay attention to it. So when I put out somebody that they don't feel like lives up to that, that's hard. So it's always been, that's a hard thing for me to, it's a company. So you're trying to keep putting out music, but you gotta be picky about the artists that you put out because people won't take it. And they start thinking that the label's lost its thing if you don't, pay attention to that.
That was going to be my next question as we stand on the plateau of 25 and look beyond.
Yeah.
Are we looking for new artists, new music? What's the future of So Def?
Of course. I mean, well, Bow Wow record is the So Def release, this new Bow Wow record. And then I've been releasing records from the kids on the rap game. And that's a whole nother mindset of what So Def is. To these young kids, So Def is like the God religion, just like church to these little kids. But they don't really pay no attention to the old part of So Def. So I mean, it's kind of like bridging both sides. That's the future. Is like making sure I bridge that. By the way, I am going on my 5th season of the rap game, so I wasn't even knowing that was gonna happen. So that's another, and that's an extension of So Def that people don't really even really, really focus in on and be like, damn, this guy has taken this label that's 25 years and put it in the most relevant situation that you could ever be put in. I mean, my audience is 5 to 50.
Amen.
You know?
More reason for me to be on that 5th season.
Oh yeah, you should definitely be on the 5th season. Definitely.
Well, Jermaine, as we get to the 25th anniversary, for those people watching, what would you like them to know? What would you like for them to say? What would you tell them what they need to know about So Def at 25?
I mean, you know, I just want to thank everybody for supporting the label for this long time and this long period. Make sure you be on the lookout for this compilation that's coming out on the same day that I get inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Congrats
by the way,
on that.
Thank you. So that's coming out on the same day, so you will hear about it. But I'm telling you right now, make sure you get this album. I'm trying to make sure that it's got every song that everybody wants to. Everybody like, you gonna have what is it on there? You gonna make sure that song on there? I want to make sure.
Right.
It was so long.
Right.
But I'm trying to make sure I put all the records, and I'm trying to put records that. I can say that I got a couple of exclusive records that people can't get on iTunes. Okay. Like the Brat and Biggie record, the B-side record you can't get on iTunes.
Right. I still got that on wax.
That's not on Spotify. It's on wax. You
Right.
gotta have turntables.
Right.
The first record that Kanye ever produced was a remix of Let's Get Married for Jagged Edge that you can't get unless you got the vinyl, and he's rapping on the record. That will be on this compilation. Yeah, you ain't got that. See, look, I got some things. I got some little, you know, I got some exclusives that I'm gonna put on the record that people never heard. But other than that, that's what's going on.
Well, salute, congratulations,
Thank
again,
you.
Songwriter Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
20 Trumpet Award. 5th season of the rap game, and yes, 25 years of So Def.
Yeah.
So follow them. Tell them how to love you and support you online.
I mean, Jermaine Dupri, everything. You know what I mean? If you go online, just type in Jermaine Dupri and
Damn
follow
is.
whatever you
Damn
see.
is.
Yeah, you follow whatever you see.
Well, salute, congrats.
My brother.
Big Tig JD signing off for the V Lounge, you dig? So Def
We
25.
gonna get in this Mercedes truck.